What it do? What it do? Cheers to me. Cheers to you, all the rum boys and girls. What it do? Welcome to the Rum Report. Dilly dilly. We are back. Guess who's
Glad to
back?
be back. Yeah.
Back again. Rum boys back. Tell your friends. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the one and the only Rum Boys Fantasy Network. I am your host. Today is the Rum Report. I'm your host, the Admiral, Rum Boys Robbie, teamed up with my co-host. It's not a Tuesday. It ain't going up on a Tuesday here on the Rum Report unless this man is checking in the office,
Yeah.
punching the clock, ready to get it, ready to talk some sports.
Excited, man.
Jake the Great, what is good, bro?
Doing well, doing well.
Hell yeah! I heard from a little birdie earlier that we have some new work coming out on rumboys.com from Rumboys Combat, right?
Yeah, an article about how the heavyweight division can really be reformed now that we have potentially John Jones putting his claws in saying, Dana, give me a title shot or give me Ngannou, and it could save your division for you. So it'll be interesting.
Hey, I love it. I love it. I can't wait for that article. Make sure that you guys also head over to rumboys.com. Check out Jake's new piece that he's going to be dropping. He covers you on all things combat sports. So make sure you head over there. Check out all of our writers. We cover NFL, UFC, NBA, MLB, you name it. We're going to have you guys covered over there at rumboys.com with the hottest writing staff. And also, as you see what Jake is wearing right there, we have the hottest merch as well. So make sure you guys head over, get you some Pirate Gang merch, get you some Rum Boys merch. We're going to be having a lot of new things dropping for you guys. So be on the lookout for new releases. I know we'll be bringing back new release Wednesdays as well. So a lot of things, a lot of new happening. Speaking of which, really quick, let's go ahead and take care of a little bit of a light housekeeping. You know we got to keep the lights on here in Rum Boys Studios. I want to remind you guys that you can check us out over on sportscaster.com. Again, ladies and gentlemen, that is sportscaster.com. They also have an app that you can go and download as well. So make sure that if you have an iPhone, you download the Sportscaster app as well. You can take the Rum Boys on the go with you on sportscaster.com through the Sportscaster app. They have over thousands of different podcasters, other thousands of different play-by-players as well, more than just us. Also, if you run a podcast, I definitely recommend Sportscaster for you to head over there, fire up a live stream, fire up a live version of your show, and tell them that the Rum Boys Fantasy Network sent you as well. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, head over to sportscaster.com if you have not already. Let me show y'all what it looks like right here. There we go. Dilly dilly. Head on over and get in with Sportscaster. Jake, talk to them folks about Monkey Knife Fight.
Of course, my specialty. So, do you miss the feeling of winning cold, hard cash off the daily fantasy sports that you know and love? Then head over to monkeyknifefight.com and get in on the action using the promo code RUMBOYS with the Z for and get on the action and use promo code RUMBOYSZ for a match on your deposit up to $50. It ain't rocket
Excellent.
science. MKF has legal online sports games that are fun and easy to play, so sign up and use promo code RUMBOYSZ today and start winning money.
Hell yes, hell yes. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, that's Rum Boys with the Z at the end, not an S. Make sure you guys head on over to monkeyknifefight.com if you guys have not already. We have NBA playoffs tipping off tonight. Right now, dealing with some technical difficulties, but I should be calling that Lakers game for you guys tonight. I know that is high in demand. You've been hitting me on the Twitters. You've been hitting me on the Facebooks. You've been hitting me on the gram. I'm going to find a way to make it happen for you guys tonight. Lakers, Blazers, NBA playoffs, Orlando bubble is going down. Head to monkeyknifefight.com. Put your money down. We're matching deposits all the way up to $50. Holla, holla, holla. You might as well put down the full 50. We're going to match you with 50. You got a hundo to play with. Maximize that full hundo. Dilly dilly. And then also, I would like to go ahead and remind all the Rum Boys and girls about the newest sponsor of the Rum Boys Fantasy Network. And that sponsor be Sportsbet MVP. Again, Sportsbet MVP. Again, ladies and gentlemen, that is Sportsbet MVP. Um, Give me just one second here. So we are pleased to announce the new sponsor of the Rum Boys Fantasy Network, sportsbetmvp.ag. If you're a fan of our podcast, you're probably betting on sports more than likely, just because, well, that's what the hell we do. But you're probably betting on you're probably betting on sports, or you have an opinion on what's important to you and what comes reliable in terms of online sports booking and casinos. Well, look no further, ladies and gentlemen. Head to rumboys.com, click on the sports MVP banner, okay, and you will have an opportunity to be in place to get in action with new sports betting with the new sports betting season post COVID. With industry leading gambling services and the best customer service the industry offers, Sportsbet MVP state of the art betting interface provides a selection of wagering and odds for players of all levels. Sportsbet MVP has bigger bonuses and lower rollovers than any online sports book. They also make payouts fast and easy. You know what that means? Those payouts fast and easy. That means you lose. That means if you lose, you get it back. So sign up for a new account with sportsbetmvp.ag today using the promo code RUMMVP. Again, ladies and gentlemen, that is RUMMVP. All right, whenever you sign up for sportsbetmvp.ag and get 125% signing bonus on your first deposit up to $1,000. Holla, 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 holla. Want more good news? Your first $25 bet is risk free. This is a new reason for sports betting. This is a new season, I'm sorry, of sports betting, and it's time to move on from tired old sports books that you feel stuck with. Join sportsbetmvp.ag today and see why sports betting newcomers and wagering veterans are making the switch. Dilly! Bro, now I see how Zito feels when he kills a bomb
I was
ass
just gonna
ad
say
read.
that. Yeah.
Yes.
I was gonna
Sportsbet
say that.
MVP, ladies and gentlemen. Head over, check them out if you have not already. Yo, Jake. Ayo, Jake. Ayo,
What?
Jake.
Yeah.
Ayo, Jake. You ready? You ready to talk about some sports, bro?
Yeah. Real sports, real quick. Who you got?
Yeah.
AJ Hawk just joined McAfee's corner at NXT. He's flying
What?
down to Florida. Yeah.
So
AJ Hawk's his
NXT
hype
is
man.
when is that
I don't know, man.
when is that fight?
It's
Or when is
NXT
that
Takeover.
wrestling match?
I don't
So
know.
I'm not a wrestling fan.
Neither am I.
My girl is.
I just know that AJ Hawk said he's flying down to be his backup. AJ Hawk's gonna fly to
So
Florida. It's
hey,
great.
we're not starting the show off, I guess, with talking about some real sports. AJ Hawk joining Pat McAfee,
Oh man.
NXT wrestling. It's gonna be going down. The Rum Boys have never covered wrestling, but we might cover it because McAfee is doing it. We'll let you guys know. We'll keep you fucking updated. All right. There may be an article. Maybe I don't know. Is McAfee going to be the heel in this match?
I think he's supposed to be, but people just like him too much.
Yeah, people like McAfee too much. So
I
this is
think
going
he's
to be.
like the John
Who is he
Cena where
facing? Who is he facing?
some dude from Cleveland, Adam Cole, I think.
Adam Cole. Okay, he's facing some
Some
dude
little
from
dude from
Cleveland.
Cleveland. I just knew him because he had a freak out on the show. Of
Well, fuck, it should be interesting, dude. You want to start the show off with your specialty though?
course.
So UFC 252 recap. We got to dive right into it. It was a big fight. We both sat down and covered the main card together. Leafs is like Adam Cole, undisputed era of
He's a
Adam
wrestling fan.
Cole.
Yep.
Yeah, he is like fucking going off in the chat, and I love it. I want to see. Yo, Treat. If we covered the NXT match with Pat McAfee, I want to see you do a backflip on the gram. I want to see you do a backflip on the gram with your Taekwondo skills. But UFC 252 recap. It was an excellent night. filled with a lot of honestly ups and downs, but we picked that card very, very, very accurately, Jake.
You
We're
did.
gonna start
Let's be
off.
honest. You did.
Yeah,
You
I
can't
did
say
pick
I
that
did.
card. Yeah, I picked that card fucking
I take
spot
the
on. I was
L.
like, yo, I was so pissed. I turned over to my girl and I was like, babe. She's like, what? I was like, I just went 100% on this card tonight. And guess what? She's like, what? I was like, I didn't fucking lay down any money. I forgot because I was rushing to get to fucking being on
Yeah.
air, bro. I look. Let's just
Oh
say
man,
with as accurate. Like I picked that card 100%. I picked the main
you
event
did.
100%. Let's just say I could have had rent money for the next 2 months, 3 months actually, because I
Okay.
would have grossed profit like a motherfucker, bro. Anyways, I have a question for you, bro. You're the Rum Boys combat specialist. Is JDS Junior Dos Santos done at this point? We've seen in the last, I want to say 2 to 3 fights, that the chin is clearly made of glass. What are your thoughts?
So with JDS, he was on a pretty good win streak, and even beat Derek Lewis last year, March of 2019. And after that, Derek Lewis went on his run, and now he lost to Ngannou, Blades, and
Yeah,
now Rosenstreak in a really bad way. Three
dude,
bad knockouts.
that Blades knockout was something vicious.
Ngannou was
Sorry.
worse. Ngannou was worse.
Yeah,
He hit the back of his head. And I mean, they won't cut him. He's such a historical guy, and the fans like him. If he wants to stay, he has to fight 7 to 12, 7 to 13, and just stay out of the top five. And I think he could make some money. They won't cut him. But if I were him, I'd retire. I don't think he wants to be a middle of the ground guy that never gets inside the top five again.
so I'm gonna be honest, man, and the kind of second with you, the kind of second with you. I feel like JDS is at the end, man, and I don't think that he can
He's
even be.
old, man.
I don't think that he can even be a middle of the pack guy. I think there's some young up and comers that have watched this film enough. Um, JDS has this weird. I know I just sparked that, and I'm about to set it right down. But he has this weird thing where, especially with his left, where he raises that his shoulder gives it all away. And what that shoulder does is as soon as
He's
he as
always
soon
done
as
it.
yeah, he's always done it, and now fighters have
He
caught
goes
on.
like this. He's always been a round
Yeah,
punch, but he was
so
so quick he could take the hit.
yeah,
And he would go in and land around your guard.
yep. If you're
Yeah.
gonna fire from this muscular structure, from this upper muscular structure, then when you fire off, you want to make it one smooth motion. You want to bow. You want to come off and you want to fire off. And honestly, you don't want to even twist your punch. You just want to come straight forward and just land that bitch. And with JDS, because he tweaks so heavy. If we look at the last, like I said, I believe it's the last 3 knockouts. The chin is made of glass. His last 3 fights, it always happens on the left side, and then it always happens as soon as he what he's doing is, instead of just firing straight off, he's coming and he's turning. So now what that does is that opens up all of this here, and he just gets tagged on that left side of the button,
Yep.
and he's out fucking cold. And
See,
uh,
he
and I,
always did it too. And he just took the hit right here. He would move a little bit, take the hit,
yeah,
knock you out as you tried it. And it was just quick finishes. And now
my
now
my thing is
if you hit him right here, he's going down. He's staying
my
down. So
my thing is what he's 46, right? He's 40.
I thought it was is he 46? I thought it was like
It,
42, but
Is he
I know he's
42?
yeah,
He's old as shit. He's
yeah,
old as shit.
too old.
And I know that you can't teach an old dog new tricks, but the fact that JDS wanting to be or coming into UFC and having the accolades that he does as a striker, and not having that Philly role, not having a shell type of a defense. If I know that, and I go back and I watch my film over and over and over again, and I know that I chicken wing, what in martial arts we call this chicken weenie,
Both wrong.
where
He's only 36, but he's been fighting for
he's
18
36.
years.
Okay, he's 30, but so he's been fighting for 18 years, and that's why it fucking feels like he's 46.
Yeah, he's like Jose
So
Aldo, man. Everyone thinks that dude's like 45.
if I'm JDS, I'm wanting to learn a new defense. And once again, you can't teach an old dog new tricks. I'm wanting to maybe Philly roll, kind of maybe tuck that shoulder. If I know that I'm going to chicken wing and I'm going to come out and I'm a chicken wing on my next shot, and I know that I'm going to keep getting tagged with whatever shoulder I'm leading with, fucking Philly roll that shot that the fighter's going to throw right off the shoulder, and then come back with this hand right here. Just use this as your block, and come in, bow, and just
or
land a
skip,
solid jab.
or
Yeah,
skip like Justin Gaethje does. When Gaethje
yeah.
throws, people think it's funny because hit one leg goes up, and he does have a little skipping motion. But when you see it, he is on the move the second he's throwing that punch, and once it lands, one leg is nearly in the air, and he's replanting, changing the angle. So it looks weird, but you need to definitely start adapting
No,
to.
you
If you're gonna go all out with that punch, be like Gaethje does now. Get your foot up, be ready to skip, change the angle, and don't leave that self exposed.
I
Especially
I
here.
personally
Especially here. But I mean, he's older, man. His reflexes are not what they were. So yeah, I just don't see it. I don't. I see him retiring before he decides to be a middle of the road 7 to 12th ranked fighter.
No, I agree. One of the things I'm curious about, especially with JDS, is why knowing that he chicken wings a lot of his strikes, and he's wanting to be a striker, knowing that fighters know that you want to be a striker and you want to stand up. Why not go for fighters' hips, bro? Why not start turning yourself into and to limit the damage that you're going to take? Why not start shooting for those single legs, shooting for those double legs? Maybe get in some Greco wrestling, maybe get in some Brazilian jiu-jitsu. I Because of his size, I would probably prefer. I know he has a jiu-jitsu background, but I probably prefer him to brush up on his Greco wrestling, on some
Yeah,
Greco style wrestling. But I,
yeah,
I,
it's
I think the
tough
guy
too,
is
though.
done. I think the guy is done,
Yeah.
and he needs to start going to the ground. I think that's
Well,
really the only thing that.
he was a not so big but quick heavyweight, and now when you
Yeah,
lose the quickness, you're just a smaller heavyweight, which does not really work well for you. I'm shocked he beat Derek Lewis.
uh, you and I both. You and I, but I think
Yeah,
that was a
Rosen
level.
streak
Well,
is
yeah,
definitely close to Wilder power, but he fought Ngannou, and we saw what happened. So
let's actually
I
go
think
into the Rosenstrick fight. Actually, the
mm,
perfect right there with what just happened in the comment section. Is Rosenstrick the next big thing? Are we looking at star power in Rosenstrick? I know he's not going to sell tickets. Let's fucking
no,
face it. He does not have the press power to sell tickets. So am I asking if he's going to sell tickets, Jake? I'm not asking if he's going to sell tickets,
no.
but is he the next big mauler in the heavyweight division? Is he the next big, powerful grizzly bear force that we're honestly a lot of us fans become attracted to?
That would depend on how the division works out from here because I don't think anyone wants to ever see him go against Ngannou again.
No,
Uh, I mean, the 20-second knockout where he just ran up to you, punched you in the face like you look and took your lunch money, and you were in the back before you knew you were. Not good. And it would have to be in a way of Stipe beats Ngannou. John Jones would then probably beat Stipe, and then you have a fun matchup there. I don't think if Ngannou becomes a champion, he will see a title shot in the next 2-3 fights, and that's going to be the hard part with him. It depends because he already had his shot. Same with Curtis Blades. People are saying he has a chance to really get in that talk, but he also lost to Ngannou
yeah,
twice.
exactly.
So I
Blade
mean,
Blades worries
Ngannou's
me
clean the
because
division if he beats Stipe,
yeah, Blades
and
worries me
Stipe
because
might get
he
a
can't.
rematch or John Jones. But yeah, you need to get Ngannou out of there, that title,
Yeah,
if you're gonna do these matchups again. So
yeah, Blades can't clear the top guys, and I honestly feel the exact same way when it comes to Rosenstrick. I don't feel like he's going to clear the top guys in the class. Um, just
he's
me
not young.
personally.
He's
Yeah,
34 too.
yeah,
He's the
yeah,
same age
yeah,
as Ngannou.
yeah. 34 years old. Nagano's doing his fucking thing right now, but Nagano he studied the game, and you can tell that he's just a technician of the game.
And no
John Bones
punishment. The
Jones,
dude stops fights before he gets hit. So the
yeah,
dude does not get unless it's Stipe, just beat him up. But
John Bones
um,
Jones, aka New Mexico's Black Wily Coyote, fucking Yosemite Sam out there busting guns, choppers. He's moving back to heavyweight. So I
or
mean,
two heavyweight for the first time.
or yeah, two, or I'm sorry, moving to heavyweight for the first time. So that now mixes up the division where you just have someone that is a pure martial artist. Fuck
Yeah,
all the steroid talk. Like I get to John Bones Jones, and you know how I feel about steroids. It's a clear cheating method in terms of in terms of competitive edge. But that aside, the guy when you watch him on film, is a pure martial artist.
Yeah.
Um, that mixes up.
A concern John Jones could have is if Ngannou's the fight he has to debut with. Because if I look at Stipe weighed in and walked into that cage at 230. John
Mhm.
Jones can easily he's if you've seen him recently, that dude's powerlifting. That dude's 235 easy, and he's in shape. So he is ready for this move. I bet if they were to fight right now, he'd be bigger than Stipe.
I feel like John Bones Jones can easily start Stipe.
Yeah. And then Ngannou comes in, and Ngannou's walking in that 264, looking with like
John
an
Bones
eight
Jones,
pack, and I'm
John
like, well,
Bones
I
Jones
mean, I don't know, man. I think he
John
could knock
Bones
anybody out with one punch. So,
Ladies and
yeah.
gentlemen, I do want to make an announcement really quick. It does appear that we will be covering Trailblazers Lakers tonight. So
Mhm.
NBA Orlando Bubble live from Rum Boy Studios will be happening tonight. So just want to make sure we put that out there. Fantasy Football Dad, what is going on, Fantasy Football Dad? Make sure you stick around. We're going to be covering football later in the show. We got to get through fights. We got to take care of tonight's bets, and then we're going to roll into some fucking football. He's like, yo, I'm Fantasy Football Dad's like, I'm being a live chat. He's like, I'm chilling, man. I'm cooling. Hell yeah. Make sure you guys crack open for this show. Make sure you guys crack open a cold one, pour up a cold one, roll something up. You got a cigar, light your cigar. You know, this is a show where you get to relax, and we're gonna talk about some sports for you guys. We're gonna break down, and we want to hear about your takes in the live chat as well. Let's move on, Jake. So we did have a retirement, quote unquote, ceremony that happened at the end of you and I's broadcast of UFC 252. We did announce, if you guys did not catch it, make sure you go back, check out the UFC 252 live stream here on the Run Boys Fantasy Network. Go rewatch that. You can even fast forward to the end when we announce the retirement. Daniel Cormier announces his retirement. What are your thoughts as our combat sports specialist?
It's very hard to tell the impact he's had in the sport now because when he went out, was, in many people's eyes, way too much of a company guy.
Oh yeah,
He was the ultimate bridesmaid, and losing to John Jones twice and Stipe twice. Don't know how legitimate the John Jones ones were. I mean, that's very
he's
much up for
already in the
debate.
UFC Hall of Fame.
Guaranteed. I heard a certain person say that he's a top six fighter of all time,
He is not a
and
top fighter of all.
yeah, and I don't agree with that. I think if you're gonna put his resume in a spot, you have to put him in the Cain Velasquez territory. He didn't dominate any division for very long, but he is insanely talented in his prime, and if he would have been in heavyweight, I think he would have been a threat to Cain Velasquez. I don't know if he'd win, but he's one of those guys where if you put him in his prime in any division, he is the best in that division or second best in that division, besides Prime Cain and Prime John Jones. Unfortunately, he fought half his career in each division, so you really can't say he's a greatest of all time in any one division except 205 because obviously they've had some issues recently stalking that division. But I think if you're gonna put him as a fighter, I would say he's a better fighter than Stipe, and he just never will have the legacy of Stipe. And yes,
I,
he was poked in the eye, BKB, but he so was Stipe three times. So,
yeah. Really
but
quick.
yeah, I
So
just don't see how you can have him at the top of any division, and I think he's a better fighter than Stipe. It's just he's older, and it came down to that.
I agree really quick here with the depressed Steelers fan. Francis
Yeah,
John Jones fight probably going to be one of the best fights in history. Can't wait for that card to get announced, for that card to get set because
let's
it's
hope he
definitely going
beats
to go
Stipe,
down.
man. I might
Yeah.
root against Stipe in this case if I could see John
I'm a
Jones.
root against Steve.
Yeah,
It's John
I would
Bones Jones
too.
fighting. Shout to Fantasy Football Dad. He said, "Yo, love all sports. It's just a handle. Twisted Teas are hitting nice with the cigars. Yo, I'm gonna definitely go through your Twitter feed, bro, and check out your gambling stats, man. Check out what you got going on. You know that we're gonna have you covered as well. My thoughts on Daniel Cormier's retirement. You're correct, absolutely correct. When the question has to be raised of of how do I put this? Actually, I'm gonna put it exactly how you put it. what impact do you have on the sport now? You've lost to John Bones Jones twice, and you've lost to Stipe twice. Maybe, yeah. Can you rank as I don't think they're top 6 fighters of all time.
No.
Like if we're gonna encompass all weight classes of every fucking fighter through history, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that because then I have to include the Gracie era. Then I have to include, the Iceman, Chuck Liddell. I have to think about the contributions that Rampage Jackson and Rashad Evans have made, both as minorities in the
GSP,
sport.
Silva.
GSP,
Well,
Henry
Silva
Cejudo.
steroids. I don't know, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, but Henry Cejudo is an Olympic wrestler, even though I don't like
Yeah.
the guy. Lyoto Machida is one of the most elusive fighters in the history of the sport.
Mm.
So I mean, there's a lot of thought process that goes into when you want to start ranking and
Yeah.
putting DC that high in ranks. So I think that is a reach. That is something that someone tweets and someone posts to get
Well,
followers. Don't clout chase.
well, it was Brian Campbell. So,
Oh, Brian Campbell, yeah, fuck. You know, it,
but the thing that I think makes that argument valid, and it shouldn't, is Dana let him become a 2 division champion, and before these other greats were stuck in that one division their entire careers, they could not get both belts at one time. If they had a chance, they had to drop the other one. So him
Yeah.
being the second to ever be a two belt holder is very much questionable because other guys could have done it. In my opinion, I think GSP would have beaten Silva and could have been a 2-time division champ
I'm
at the
just
same time. And it's like, well, he couldn't do it. So are you gonna put
give
in
him
the
give
same
him a
class?
bus, give him a bus, give him a bus. Let
First
it
ballot,
be.
by the
Yep.
way, yeah.
Yeah, give him a bus. First ballot
Next
Hall of
year,
Famer.
I would do it next year.
Yeah.
In Anaheim, just in his hometown, in his place.
But once you induct this motherfucker, no more fighting. Like you can't come out of the Hall of Fame. Like you're done. This is your retirement. You got your eye fucked up, bro. You're done.
Clay Guida keeps coming back.
Clay Guida keeps coming back, and I hate the. I don't. I'm not a fan of
No.
you being elected into the Hall of Fame and having the ability to still come back and compete. You're done.
You probably should not be cleared by any. Yeah, if you have that big of a resume and that you're that old, you probably should not be given a license. I think that's fair.
Our final UFC topic, really quick, Jake. Do we have updates on the O'Malley injury? And where does this set his career following the injury update?
Well, it could be best news or it could be worst possible news. O'Malley was hoping he just broke his foot. That's the easiest way to handle it. Rehab, sit in a cast while you're fine. The issue is there's a lot of swelling and there's no break. So, what caused it was we were wrong. I think we're both going to own it.
Yeah.
He got hit in the back nerve. His leg went numb.
This man said he lost 10K on the O'Malley fight. Holy fuck.
You're the one that bet 10K, I remember. Oh, man.
Oh, my God. Oh, shit. Oh,
Yeah,
that was
rough.
our 10K. Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, but the kick was legit. It hit the back nerve. It numbed his leg. He misstepped twice before it. Then he stepped again. So the win was legit. Vera deserves it. All the credit. O'Malley has swelling. They're not sure. There's ligament or nerve damage that could be very much hard to recover from. Very long. And the worst possible case is looking like it is what's going to come through. He's going to have complete ligament placement surgery or replacement and going to have some nerve issues fixed up. And it's going to cut his career short if the injuries are going to be an issue long term with his kicking. But I think he's young enough, and in the UFC, it's a different sport where if you miss a year, it's whatever. You miss 3 fights, you can make that year up. It's not like a sport where you have to play all year. So if it stays healthy after that, I think he's perfectly fine. But if he can't kick the same way with that leg ever again, or use that foot to push off with the front kick, he's going to be in a bad spot. So I want to see how he comes back from this rehab before I say anything. But I hope he comes back the same way.
Bro, so you and I both hoping for the same thing for O'Malley. I think that I don't think I know. We can go back. We can watch the play and everything. I was definitely apprehensive about O'Malley. I was questioning everybody in the chat.
I was
Yeah,
questionable, not this fight or the next fight, but Injuries, man.
I was questionable because I felt like the Conor McGregor comparisons came too soon. And when you
And he did it
start
to
getting
himself
compared,
too. He wanted to be
he did
McGregor.
he did want to be McGregor. Once that starts happening and you start letting that persona kind of take on, think of it as a basketball player trying to go out there and be Kobe. And trying to emulate that and chase that down every night. I mean, you may chase that down every night, but I mean, fuck, like,
Yep.
there's a chance that like what happens when you come up short,
Yep.
and
Find
I
me a
think
high
that this,
school kid that doesn't want to be LeBron, and find me a high school kid that goes into the league and is a pure shooter, but he's happy when he's in the league. It's like I want not LeBron. I wanted to
yeah,
be
I'm
LeBron,
not
but
LeBron James, but yeah,
I got a
exactly,
spot in the league. I'm happy with
yep,
that. And I think he's. I mean, his style is his style. I don't think he tried to fight like McGregor. If anything, he fought more like Stephen Thompson, to be honest. But yeah, I think he tried to steal the character gimmick, and at least when Conor McGregor tore his ACL, he won the fight. You know.
yeah, yo, yo, fantasy football dad. I'm definitely gonna scroll through your Twitter later. I'm doing a double tonight. I got play by play after we shoot this podcast. But I'm definitely gonna scroll through your Twitter. And guys, I'm gonna go ahead and just drop a little early like nugget. Be on the lookout for a fantasy football dad to possibly be on the show. Business and Brews is gonna be coming back. So be on the lookout for that podcast to be making its return as well.
Oh, and
Oh
an update on DC's health. Surgery not likely needed, so that's good. He should keep his
yeah,
eyesight. He'll be fine. So
yeah, he'll be fine. Um, we have an important, like super important night tonight. Um, it's time to talk some NBA. Uh,
I'll let you
and
go,
I'm
Robbie. I know your Lakers are making you nervous.
Oh, bro, my Lakers are making me so nervous.
You're
Like
scared of Damian.
honestly,
You're scared of Damian Lillard, aren't you?
bro, I'm
You
so
should
scared
be.
of Damian Lillard. Let's go
Everyone
and
should
let's
be.
start off with this topic. Like we'll get into the fun stuff here in a minute. Let's start off with some serious shit. So first things first, you guys heard the ad read at the beginning. monkeyknifefight.com. Again, monkeyknifefight.com. That's where we're matching you up to 50 US dollar holla on your very first deposit. So you deposit 50, we're gonna match you with 50, and you can run it with 100 and maximize your profits all on the Rum Boys. Also, be on the lookout for some giveaways, collaborations. You know, I'm gonna be making a call tomorrow with Monkey Knife Fight, and we gonna be working on some shit for y'all to give y'all even more money to play with on the Rum Boys. Um, but yeah, tonight we have a lot of interesting props. Even talking about this, my stomach is turning. I don't know if I'm gonna put down yet for
I
tonight's
wouldn't,
game.
man. Never bet
He's
on
like,
your own team or
yeah,
against
never
your own
bet on
team
your
for
own
anything.
team, bro. Yeah, yeah. Never bet on your own team. So yeah, no, I'm just feeling my stomach fucking turn right now, bro. Is enough to just be like no. But we have a lot of really cool games tonight. Damian Lillard versus Anthony Davis, more or less. And the prize on that is, hey, if you end up getting that right, you're gonna end three. You're gonna win three times of whatever the fuck you put down on that bet. So let's say just for that game you put down of $5. You're gonna walk away, with three times more than your original bet. So hell yeah, you walk away with 15. If you put down that full hundo, 100 times three, fucking you tell me what that is. You dig?
There you go.
So check out monkeyknifefight.com. We got more or less on Anthony Davis and Damian Lillard. 35 and a half points for Damian Lillard. He's going to get more or less than that. Is Anthony Davis going to get more or less than 29 and a half? You pick. You fill your gut out. See how it goes. We got rapid fire over there as well. Points and assists um, for between. So we got a competition on points between Damian Lillard and Anthony Davis, and we have a competition on assists between LeBron James and CJ McCollum. So once again, and that is the three times the value of what you put down. We got a 4-point play in where you can pick your players. You can pick your players from the roster of either team. You put them up against each other, match up your own your own 4 point play in, and you can actually set how your multipliers work. If you want to get, a 1.5 multiplier, a 2 times multiplier, a 3 times multiplier, to maximize the fuck out of your dollars. So a lot of different games going on over on monkeyknifefight.com. Head over there, check it out. We're just going to quickly dive into picks. Jake, I'm going to let you go first.
Um, Lillard's a good story, but a 1 seed does not lose to an 8 seed unless you're the Mavericks. It happened one time for a reason. I don't think it'll happen now. And I also believe that there there is no way LeBron. This whole thing's about LeBron. The only reason the NBA came back is because they want LeBron and the Clippers to match up, and they want Giannis to match one of those two stars in Leonard and LeBron and take the league over. I do. This can't end with LeBron losing in the first round. So I would take. I guess I don't know if it's home court, but I would take Game 1 to the Lakers, and I think that they'll win in 5. I think Dame could get 6. I think Dame could take it to 6.
Damn. Okay, so you think Dame can take it to 6. Lee says Dame hitting 3 logo shots, hitting the logo threes. I know. Logo Dame
If
is
he
Dame.
was in Ice Cube's league, he'd get 4-point plays.
Oh my gosh. You way to use the big three as a comparison, and I love it. Um, dude, honestly, I'm rocking with my Lakers. The Blazers just typically always come up short. I know that uh Nurkic is playing for a reason with his mother recently. I believe it was his mother or his grandmother recently passing for due to COVID-19. So I know that he has a reason, but I mean, we have a reason as well. Um,
If
we're
you still had your defensive backcourt, I think it is an easy 5 game to
yeah.
go and
If we
sweep. But you know,
Bradley not being in fucks with us so heavy, and Rajon Rondo not knowing the timetable on when Rondo's going to check in, like that fucks with us as well. You know, is J.R. Smith going to play decent for us coming off the
does he get
bench?
another score?
Yeah,
Come
yeah,
on.
really, it really relies on what J.R. Smith and Dion Waiters do. I'm not worried too much about LeBron and AD. Like LeBron and AD are going to be LeBron and AD throughout the whole series. We're talking about 2 of the top 5 best players in the motherfucking world. Okay, on this whole planet that we live on called Earth. All right,
Mhm.
2 of the top 5 best players in the whole world are on the same team. So I'm not worried about our starting 5. I'm not worried about our starting lineup. I think the Danny Green, they just dish it out to Danny Green on the corner all day and let him hit from 3. Um, JaVale McGee, you need to be on your rebound game. Like, you need to be on your rebound shit, bro. Like, everything that comes off that rim that's a miss, you need to be yanking back and putting back up and converting on every single potential rebound possible.
Notice you have
Uh,
4 former Cavs that are determining this series.
I know.
Danny,
Danny Green, fucking
and probably the two
LeBron.
most combustible players in the NBA, in J.R. Smith and Dion Waiters.
Oh God, I know, dude. A lot of savagery can happen if the Lakers lose tonight. Like the memes are going to be relentless. People are not going to let me sleep the next day. All right, I'm gonna go to sleep crying with my fucking thumb in my mouth, holding a goddamn teddy bear if the Lakers lose tonight. All right,
Yeah,
like
that'd be
I'm gonna be
insane.
calling play-by-play for it, and I'm gonna try and be unbiased AF. But I don't know how that's gonna turn out. Like if I get frustrated, if I get overly passionate, y'all in the chat, feel free to let me know.
So, by the way, guys, the over under for Lillard, I would go over under 35.5 shot attempts. So, with how
As
he's going to have to play.
as Jake is looking at some monkey knife fight action is what it sounds
Exactly. But come
like.
on, man. That dude's taking 30 shots, no doubt.
30 shots. What is he? Is he gonna pull up? Is he gonna pull up for 35.5 points? Like is Damian Lillard going to have to score 35 and a half?
He'll have to score 48.5, dude.
right? Yeah, yeah. Like I feel like
He'll have to
Aladame's
get close
gonna
to
have to really
50.
go off, bro. Like this is the
And
motherfucking Los Angeles Lakers we're talking about.
and McCollum's going to have to be good McCollum, which
Yeah,
it's inconsistent, but
you
bring back those
don't
Lehigh
know which
versus Duke
McCollum you're
days.
gonna get. Yeah, you don't know which CJ McCollum you're gonna get.
Yep.
So
Wow, that's a record-breaking NBA conversation. I think on the history of this network.
yeah, yeah. I mean, it's playoffs, bro. It's playoffs, and right
Yeah.
now, this is where the money is at right now. We're waiting on NFL to start back up. We're gonna be talking some NFL. We got NFL props coming up for you guys, so make sure you are aware. You are tuned in. You have the notification bell on our YouTube. Hit. If you are not subscribed to our YouTube, what are you waiting for? I appreciate like support us in every way that you possibly fucking can.
Hit the bell too, guys. Hit the bell.
Hit that notification bell for sure. Follow us on sportscaster.com if you have not already. Yo, next NBA question. Yesterday, for the first time in NBA history, not one, not one, not two, not even three, but four fucking players. Four players under the age of 25 scored over 30 points in the same day. And we were already talking in the last segment about how a player has to score high. Like so clearly this is a different NBA. But four players under the age of 25 all scored over 30 points in the same day yesterday. What does this say about where the game of basketball is going? And let me just drop the stats for everyone so they know who we're talking about and why this is such a big deal. Because these are superstars. Like this is the future of the NBA that just did this shit. Jason Tatum, 32 points. The next two names I'm about to mention were in the exact same game battling it out. Jamal Murray, 36 points for the Denver Nuggets. Donovan Mitchell, 57 points for the Utah Jazz. Luka Doncic, 42 points. And I'm going to be honest, in that game, if it weren't for Porzingis wrongly getting ejected, then, bro, honestly, the Mavericks might have won that game. And that 42 points we may be looking at 52 points there as well. So, Jake, your thoughts? What is this? What was a statement laid down by the young generation of basketball players yesterday?
It's huge, and I like that three of the four teams are small market that have these players doing it. I kind of
Oh
hope
yeah,
it's a change once LeBron, Curry, Butler all age out, and all these guys who are 30 plus or right at 30 have these guys coming up on their second contracts and it's like one star per team, except for Porzingis, of course. But I think Porzingis has learned it's a backseat now. They know who the guy is. So
yeah.
I like the idea that these guys coming off their rookie contracts could have all these older stars phasing out, and they can actually bring back the NBA of one star per team, small markets having a chance, and you build around that star. I love seeing that we have so many young guys on teams that traditionally don't have these stars.
You know, I've always said bring back the traditional old school style of NBA where every city had a star. You look in the '90s. Phoenix had Barkley.
Yeah.
Chicago, of course. They had Jordan.
Barkley, Bird, Elijah One all had their
Yeah,
place and they
Bird.
were
Yeah,
loved.
Bird had his place. Reggie Miller,
Sean
he
Kemp.
had
Well,
his
actually, no.
place.
Sean
John
Kemp and
Kemp.
Gary Payton shared Seattle,
John
but
Kemp and Gary Payton, they shared Seattle, but I mean they had very different roles on that team. Gary P. He was a glove. He was the defensive player. Whereas Sean Kemp, I mean, he was a defensive player, but that man came to slam, bro.
right.
That man came to just drop hammers down in the post on you. Hell, Penny Hardaway had Orlando before Orlando moved Shaq to LA. I mean,
Right.
they even had Shaq and Penny. So I mean, if this is
Then
a
they
sign
brought
of the
the Bulls
NBA,
back, and Jordan had three stars. So it's like, well, It was good for
Yeah,
3
Jordan
years,
had
and
and
then
he
once
had
Elijah one had that last run, we're gonna go back to the superstar teams.
exactly.
We're
I
good.
feel like the NBA does this. They do this roller coaster up and down
Yeah.
type of thing, and
You
we
had the
always have a
Bulls, then
conversation.
you had the 3 years of relative or 2 years of relative like one star per team. The Bulls came back, had a few years of
Yeah.
open league, and then you had Lakers take over 2000, and then you had a
What?
good run I think from like 2000 what 4 to 2010, where the big three were kind of a big squad, but you really had parity, and then Miami's big three came together, and ever since then it's been 10 years of just
Yep.
you
Brian
need three
Douglas.
stars to win, 2 to 3
Brian Douglas.
stars.
He's like Garnett made the T Wolves. Yeah.
Paul
Exactly.
Pierce,
Exactly.
Paul Pierce, Ray Allen, and Garnett were rivals at one point.
Yep. And they all joined the team.
Yeah,
The Nuggets do have a bright future with Bobo, Porter Jr., Jokic, Jamal Murray, young team, all those guys growing up together, and they're. It looks like they're going to keep them together for a hot
Pierce a
minute.
star man. I always
Um.
thought Porter Jr. in high school was the next guy, and then he had the
Oh
back
yeah.
injury, so I don't know how that's going to be long term, but
I don't know why Leafs is asking if I've seen Jamal Murray's sloppy toppy video. I don't want to see that. That's nasty. I mean, not if it's happening to me, I mean, one thing, but I mean, I don't want to see that. Nah, man, I'm cool, man. I'm cool. I'm just trying to make sure that he makes some threes and wins me money. But no, with that being said, and with that being stated, I think that this shows that this generation of young talent, it looks like that these guys are committed to the teams that they're going to be at and where they're going to be. They have great supporting roles, and you're right. Whenever those other players retire out, it's going to be an opportunity for us to see some different teams starting to get some banners in their stadiums. Um, even when we look at, I get what the young fellas did yesterday, but I mean, even looking at how Devin Booker led the Suns through the bubble 8-0, and which we're going to be talking about later in a hot second. But even though they didn't make it in the playoffs, it's like, yo, these young guys that are coming up, they're really, really playing basketball, and
it
they
kind
can.
of makes me sad to think that the one and done's been a good thing for basketball. That 1 year in college is helping these players, and I
Oh
don't want
yeah,
to admit it because I want them to go to high school. But this one and done year really helps these athletes, and I kind of am hesitant to say it, but
they're
it's
getting
helped
more
the
time to
NBA.
progress.
It's helped the
Yeah,
NBA, but it's not good for the athletes.
dude.
It's a weird combination with me.
I think that that these gentlemen are these players are the next big thing. I'm excited to for what they're going to rein in terms of profits for everyone. Step one, because we love you guys. Step two, what how they're going to transcend and really change the game. Three, how they're going to transcend and change their franchises. All of these guys they're the future of the NBA. I hope that they don't go to any different teams, and I hope this is a sign that this is going to be a even more offensive and high scoring game, a high power like back and forth battle till the final fucking buzzer. And that's really what I'm hoping that this says about the NBA is that the talent has just gotten that much better and that much elevated.
And you got to think too; these younger players have probably been more comfortable playing in this setting because they're
No
used to
fan.
playing it. Yeah, in high school, there's no fans. They're used to playing in empty gyms and no backdrop. They're in a small gym right now, so
Yep.
this is a high
Yep.
school gym for them. And they were in high school 3, 4 years ago at times, or they were in
Exactly.
the Euro League with less fans 3, 4 years ago. So these
For
NBA
them,
players who've been around for a minute are like, "Where's the 12,000 fans yelling at me to
for
make this
them, it's
three?"
just playing basketball.
Yeah,
For a lot of the guys that have been playing in the NBA for a long time, with the star power, the media, the press conferences,
mm-hmm.
the fans, it, it's. I think that these young guys are really shining because, like you mentioned, they are so fresh out of high school, out of. Um, Final topic here. You ready for our first really real hilarious topic,
Sure.
bro? He's like, sure. Oh my god. Yeah. So first off, before we even get into this, like, what did you think when I put this on the script? You're probably like,
Jeez,
yo,
man,
oh no.
unbelievable.
I'm
I did.
sorry.
Yeah, just read it.
Did you see the memes in the Discord first?
No.
Oh god. While I read this, you might want to check out the rum cord. Let's see here. So, question here, and our first kind of like look, this is where we bring the sports fucking comedy in. Could the all Kendall Jenner team win a NBA Finals championship? And let me go ahead and name this roster. She's got. She's a coach, by the way. Ben
NBA coaches mean
Simmons.
anything anyways. It's fine. Coaching
He's
is nothing in the
NBA
NBA.
coaches don't mean shit.
They don't listen anyways unless it's Popovich.
I don't know, Greg. I was about to say Greg Popovich fired the coach from while he was a GM, became the coach, and then went on multiple playoff appearances. But anyways, she's got Ben Simmons, D'Angelo Russell, her current Bay, Devin Booker, Kyle Kuzma. It wouldn't be right if there wasn't a Laker on it. Sorry. And Blake Griffin on the court. Jake, could this roster win a finals championship?
No way. Where's the defense?
No way. Where's the defense?
Blake Griffin didn't even
That was
rebound
their
when
problem.
Blake Griffin wouldn't even rebound when he was healthy and could jump still. Like, and
So
tell
what-
me, who's your point guard? You have three guys that shoot a lot.
Hey, maybe this was the problem with all of these gentlemen. None of them have defense, and
None
all
of
they
them-
do is just shoot up the club a lot.
Exactly.
Damn, that's really that. I don't have any more jokes after that point. I'll be honest.
Dude,
That's one that we need.
that team would
Bogart
be
for.
hilarious to watch. Blake Griffin would sit in the post waiting for the ball and be like, "I've not seen the basketball yet. Can you pass me the ball? Oh, 35-footer? Oh, okay."
Maybe
Good
she
shot.
should have. Maybe she should have taken a few pointers from the older sister, Kylie. I think Kylie could have probably assembled a better team. At least Courtney had or Chloe had Lamar Odom
I
before the
think they need
Boston and the OD.
they need to replace or even take I don't know the gender's names. The one that was with Tyga. Take Tyga over Booker because you need a point guard there, and he won't shoot.
Take
any-
Tiger over the ball. No, you can't get rid of Devin Booker. He just led the Suns to 8-0 in the bubble.
He's a point guard though.
Phoenix Suns.
He's a point guard.
He is a point guard. I feel you get rid of D'Lo. D'Lo got a shot. I feel you gotta get rid of Ben Simmons. Ben Simmons is your defense, I guess. I mean, he can't shoot a three.
If he wanted to play defense, he could play defense.
You know what? Maybe that's why it didn't last long with Ben Simmons because he couldn't shoot a three in the room or on the court.
Or Amber Rose.
Or oh damn, you had to bring Amber Rose. That was fucked up. Leave her bald headed ass alone.
Didn't she also ruin Lonzo Ball too?
She did ruin Lonzo Ball. Yo, but Lonzo ruins himself. Like when you have a dad like LeVar, like when your dad has that big of a motherfucking mouth and ego, that ruins everything for you as a child athlete.
Never a helpful thing for you, no.
Yeah.
It
Now,
just does not.
I'm not gonna say that I'm not gonna be prideful of my children when they play sports, but I'm not gonna be LeVar Ball. Like, nah, like you go sign your own shoe deal, man. I don't need to make you shoes that are cheaply made in China in some fucking sweatshop somewhere that just fall apart after your first two fucking layups that you shoot at a pickup game.
There should be memes about those shoes, and it's like when
There
Lonzo
are
broke his
memes
shoe
about
at
those
Duke.
shoes.
No, when Lonzo broke his shoe at Duke and almost tore his ACL, they should have been like, this was bad. But if you were the big baller brand, you just have Lonzo with his leg off. And
Really
they didn't-
quick. Tree, it brings up a very good point here in the chat. Simmons did lead the NBA in steals.
But that's off ball, man. The
Yeah,
Simmons
that
a
is
committed
off-ball.
on-ball defender. AI led the league in steals, and he never played defense in his life.
Oh my gosh. Hey, let my Virginia legend be. Okay, he's not involved in this in this thoughtness of a conversation. All right, AI is.
Okay, he tried to play defense. He was just
wonderful
5'10". It wasn't working too well.
Yo, when I found out that Allen Iverson was the same height as me, I shit you not. At 12 years old, I was like, "Mom, I'm gonna make the NBA."
So Iverson
It's not
wasn't
how it
6'1".
happened.
He was listed at 6'1". He wasn't
Yeah,
6'1".
he was not 6'1". He's
He was
5'10".
like 5'10" and a half.
Yeah, I know. I know. Um, but that wraps up our NBA our NBA section of the
Yeah.
episode. Like, aside from getting ready for play-by-play tonight, which you all need to tune in for. Um,
Or if you have a second screen in a streaming service, Contender Series tonight at 8 o'clock, right before 5 fights. At
you
eight
just
o'clock, NBA at 9. Too much to watch, but
had to plug Dana White's Contender Series. You know what? Why don't you? You know what? Here's what I'm about to do now. I'm going to give you credentials to the YouTube because I found out I can do this now. I can add second party users, and I'm gonna just let you call play whenever the fuck you feel like it. Honestly,
there we go. There we go.
go ahead and just
No, but
let
for
loose.
real, these fights are fun because it's always a quick knockout, and one's way better than the other, and it's just no shot. Usually, you know
Oh
who the
yeah,
guys. So don't expect great fights, but they're fun, and you see some
the Contender
explosive.
Series is interesting. It's more so interesting what happens behind the scenes. Before the fight is what you know. Let's see here. Here's how I was literally I just had to play out in my head how I'm gonna run this. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is what we call halftime here on the Rum Boys Fantasy Network. We're gonna go ahead. We're gonna roll in some tunes. I need to think of what I want to play right now. And I think I'm gonna just roll. I'm gonna support the homie Bogart right now. Give me money. We're gonna play that we're gonna play that the smoke clouds really quick. Or no, I think we're actually gonna play I Remember. Yeah, this is new. We're gonna play that new joint. So we're gonna play I Remember by Bogart Scott Free, Bogart Scott Free, and Triangulum. Here in a hot minute. This is halftime. Y'all enjoy the music. Jake, go take your piss break. Do what you gotta do. I'll holler at you here after the music.
Moving this pole thing. What else? Going from brand to old things. Half slash the half thing. That's yeah, we pushing all the kids more. Like a goddamn piano man. They sleeping on us like Ambien. They tripping off the weed and Ativan. Y'all felt as a joke on the last night. The girl went crazy. All they want to do is just pay me. Early in the morning, not lazy. I heard shining like a diamond up on gates. I remember when the girl went crazy. All they want to do is just pay me. Early in the morning, not lazy. I heard shining like a diamond up on gates. Home with the holler, open grips touch. Humble, those riders, wolf chicken is dripping the teeth folded. Not sure what wild card stays holding, but the warm wax flows so the fist form straight molded. When you do your best, there's no questions. Time only limits the creation process. But the viral product flows with froth and conviction. The best of the best, but my better constituents. From project living the renovation of Turkey residents. Speaking to existence, regular split bitch. But able to build premise of upper echelon equipment. And all connects, separate the perimeter to the place. Power levels. Crazy. All they want to do is just pay me. Early in the morning, not lazy. I heard shining like a diamond up on gates. I remember when the world went crazy. All they want to do is just pay me. Early in the morning, not lazy. I heard shining like a diamond up on gates. I came in the door, I said it before. I never let the mic make it top me no more. Where all my niggas at? Where all my bitches at? Throw your motherfucking hands in the air. We ride low, right here at a car show. We blowing big drum. They like Delta Camp. I got rims all black on an old school 08. Chillin' Maybach like Ricky Rose. Trifecta, we some walks on the bay. San Jose, California. Don't mess around with our homies, we'll put it on ya. You can be a donor, but you can be an owner. Yeah. I remember when the world went crazy. All they want to do is just pay me. Early in the morning, not lazy. I heard shining like a diamond up on gates. I remember when The world went crazy. All they wanna do is just pay me. Jump early in the morning, not lazy. I'm shining like a diamond over gates. All righty, ladies and gentlemen, that was Irv, Ogar Scott Free, and Triangulum with I Remember. Yo, that track was really fucking fire, honestly.
It was.
Like that shit, like when
I
you
caught the
think
end of it.
about what's up?
I caught the end of it, and it
Yeah,
had.
when you think about like the world that we're in right now, like I really remember when like we can all remember when the world went crazy like a couple of months ago. Like shit was all good a couple months ago, and then shit just went to hell. And I love the place that song came from because like I know that like the personal conversations like me and him have had. I know where that like where that song was written from, like where that came from. So that's dope. That shit is inspiring as a motherfucker, man. Um, like you said, he went from he went from OZs, to doing these things, to being on the camera, doing this shit. That was a beautiful song and a beautiful verse. Like I love that first verse, bro. That shit went hard. That was my first time hearing that, by the way. So this is an organic reaction to the song that I am definitely giving. You ready to get back into the show sheet?
Yep.
Hey,
Just setting
Billy.
up my phone again. There we go.
No worries, no worries. Ladies and gentlemen, do not forget about sportsbetmvp.ag. Again, that is sportsbetmvp.ag. No loss on your games up to your $25 deposit at no risk. So you lose it, you win it right back. All right. We just need you to get there, try out the service, right? But you need to use that promo code RUMMVP. Again, that is Rum MVP. Baby. Y'all know how we do here on the Rum Boys Fantasy Network. Hey, cheers to me. Cheers to you. All the Rum Boys and girls, what it do. Shouts to the new sponsor of the crew. We appreciate y'all for playing the boys. Dilly dilly. All right, you ready, bro?
Of course.
Of course. All righty. So as we roll right into the next topic, are you ready for some football? A Monday night party. You already know we're gearing up for week one of the football season, ladies and gentlemen. Be on the lookout for the Rum Boys Fantasy Football Office Draft. We'll be hosting that more than likely this weekend. All the homies here in the office, Rum Boys Combat, Miles, J Love. We got White Chocolate, Justin represent Clock Management, Bogard represent GM Network. We're going to have the whole team up in here. And we're going to have an office draft. So, make sure you guys hit that notification bell, set your reminders. It's going to be going down. Fantasy football season with the Rum Boys Fantasy Network is in full effect. Get ready. NFL Rum Zone is coming to you guys live and direct in full effect, baby. The Washington football team has hired Jason Wright to be the NFL's first black team president. With everything this team has gone through over the last few months, is this race pandering or not? As we get into our first controversial topic, Jake, take them away.
I don't think so. I think it would hit that point if you signed a really big name player who retired recently. But at this point, when you sign a guy like this, I think he's the perfect guy to take a job in this spot. He's relatively recently retired. He retired 2010, and I mean he was just a fringe roster guy, and I think those usually make the better leaders in general.
Because
Like
they understand the game differently. I mean,
right, and I mean I don't. I mean the race part is definitely a big deal because he's the first, but in the end, I think players like him in general, regardless of their race, make better presidents and managers of the roster than these stars who retire. It's like saying Ray Lewis gets the job, but like I don't think Ray understands the plight of the bottom of the roster guy. I like the guys who would just especially now that this is the first African American to do it. It's a big deal, but guys who have been there and been cut and knew what it's like. And I like that they signed guys like put a guy like this to do it first. And I think that's why he'll do a good job. He understands the business more than these star players ever would.
You know what? Hang on, give me 1 second as I plug my mic back in so I can come in clear. Testing.
Cool.
Yep.
So you know what? I actually, surprisingly enough, I can't disagree with you. Um, but I do feel that in a way, this is a team formerly known as the Washington Redskins. This is a team that during the whole, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna just come out and I'm gonna say it. Like I said, I mean, this is our first controversial topic of today's episode. We usually bring you guys some humor. We hit you guys with the humor. We hit halftime, gave you guys some music, loosened up the vibes. But now I want to tension you the fuck back up really quick, okay? I do feel like in a way it may be pandering in a manner due to the fact that this is a team formerly known as the Washington Redskins. Ron Rivera has came in press conference after press conference stating that he is coming in to change the culture. What better way to change the culture than to hire the first black team president? On top of that, you do this to now already get ahead of the Rooney Rule. All right, the Rooney Rules wanted people of color, black, Hispanic, Native American, Asian people of color to be represented in higher positions of athletic departments, of athletic direction. And this pretty much beats the Rooney Rule to the punch. It's like, hey, before you can even pass this, I'm going to just do this now. So I do love that they beat the Rooney Rule because the Rooney Rule has some things written in it
It's flawed.
that it's super flawed, because at that point, if the Rooney Rule would have been enacted, and I'm so happy that it was not enacted, but had it been upheld, you're talking about now just hiring. I could have fucking gotten hired. I'm gonna be honest. I could have gotten hired underneath the Rooney Rule, and I have no business yet sitting in a fucking NFL office making those type of decisions. But because of the way that it was worded, I had a shot. Is that right? No, because I'm not qualified. And a lot of those applicants that could have applied at that given period of time would have not been qualified.
Yeah.
It was
Well, I
now
have a
just
theory on that whole the idea of like how to get why it happens that it's harder for players.
Systematically, race does play a role into why this did not happen earlier. Okay. It is pandering because if it wasn't for recent events that have happened in our culture, in our society, this wouldn't have been. This was something that already Diddy was looking at buying the Panthers last year, 2019.
Right.
You rewind this show back to season 1. That was a motherfucking topic of season 1 on the Rum Report.
Yep.
And that was a real thing that we discussed. And that was a real possibility that we were indulging in and entertaining on this show. Now, it did not work out that way because he could not get the group of investors together. But that's more speaks to volumes of him just as a businessman and where his priorities lie in terms of response to his community. And that's a different story, and that's a different topic for a different show.
Right. Well,
But
I think this one worked in a way
this one worked. This one worked
because one reason. He has
the lower
been
level players
involved in the
protected.
business of it for 10 years because he was not a great player.
Exactly.
He's been out of the game and he was not successful on the field like he wanted to be. But
But
it's
think
not
about what
like
you just
hiring.
said.
This
But
is
think
why I'm
about what
saying
you
it's
just
really,
said. He knows the business side of football.
yeah. And I mean, if you were to hire Ed Reed or Ray Lewis, I'd be like, they don't understand what it's like to
No.
deal with players. No, because they just retired. Like it doesn't
Bro,
make sense, and they were stars.
Ray Lewis has too big of a all right, I'm gonna be honest. I don't want Ray Lewis coming in and being a team president. You have too big of a fucking mouth. You're a great motivational speaker. I want you as a locker room guy. I don't want you running my fucking organization.
Yeah, but
Okay.
my greater point to this is he's one of those guys that knew football was not going to be how he made a living if he played it.
Yeah.
A lot of these coaches who are in the NFL and are younger, who happen to be white, for failed college football players who
Yeah.
became grad assistants their junior, senior years, and it's like, I get it, man. I'm a third string running back. I'm behind Arian Foster. He'll play a few years in the NFL. He did. He probably could have played longer if his legs held up. But, dude, I quit the team sophomore year. I'm a grad assistant. By 26, I get an assistant's job in the NFL to do
Thank
film. By
you.
28, I became right.
But
And I think he can
and
be a
that's
view
you,
of
and
like
that's
African American men might not make them league and be good players, but you could tell them go into coaching. And I
and
don't
there's
think it's
no structure. There's no structure right now, and that speaks volumes. I'm going to compare it to this, right? And I do this often with NFL players, and military veterans get pissed because like, well, they don't do the same. They don't deal with the same things, but they deal with kind of like some shit. Like there's just a certain point where mental health is mental health, right?
right.
With these NFL players, week to week, being with family or without family, and now with this quarantine and everything going on, they're going to be without family for 6 months. So it's practically like a deployment now that's developing. With these players, having someone in a role that can relate to them, I think is only going to help. And me
Yeah.
speaking as a fan of the organization, I think it's only going to help. And I think it makes it more relatable that, holy shit, my team president is the same as me. He's going to understand me. That team president has also seen the business side of football, and he understands just the business side of fucking football. And that's all that it is, and that's all that it can
Yeah.
be. I also want to touch on the fact that you mentioned, look at a lot of these lower level guys. Like, there is no program. Like, in the military, we have a program that when I got out of the military, I had a program that was like, hey, just so you know, you're going to be a veteran now. You're not a military member. This is how finances work now. You don't get these things for free now. You don't get to eat for free. You don't get to have water and electric for free. You don't get to. You have to balance finances. They taught you how to be a civilian. They adapted you to that level of life. The NFL, and this is not just a POC issue. This is an issue across the NFL that the NFL has to fix. Um, the NFL does not have a way to where they can transition. The NFL is made of 70%, 70% African American players, and they don't have a way they can transition them into leadership roles. They don't have a program.
Right.
They have the NFLPA, but the NFLPA isn't doing what
Yeah.
they did for Sam Aki or Akai or whatever the fuck, or Acho.
Yeah.
They're not doing the same thing that they did for Acho. They're doing for thousands of others. What
Yeah.
about the Marshawn Lynches? What about the Daryl Greens? What about the fucking Dion's, the Irvins? The
Mm.
people that have laid their body. Fuck. What about the Terry Bradshaws? We see Terry Bradshaw going insane
Yeah.
day in and day out on
Yeah. That
broadcast.
dude should not be on Fox TV anymore.
He
It's
should not
not
be
good.
on Fox anymore. The CTE is heavily kicking in. The long-term effects are kicking in, and you can see it. And they let him just be there, and it's not
Yeah.
fair. And they let him be there because Fox is paying him, but there is not a program that is substantial enough from the NFL to take care of a veteran
Yeah.
player. And
See,
that's
I
where
think that is a whole other issue we probably can't get into and how you take care of players after they retire. But I think the issue with a lot of these, I'm gonna say African American players, they want to be NFL players. How many of them, if you told them they can give up their scholarship, become a graduate assistant, would do it, and eventually try to become an assistant coach, coordinator at college, and then by 25, 26 become a NFL coordinator, by 37, 38 become a head coach. You really have to tell players to give up everything to they're 18, 19 years old and become a coach at 20 years old to
and,
get these people into coaching. And
and
it's the
that's
same thing for white players too. You just
no
have players have to admit I'm not an NFL player. I'm 19. I'm not going to make it. I'm going to go into coaching and get a jump start.
and that's another thing too. The coaching market has to become more competitive, and I don't think that right now. I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be honest. All right, we can't bring race into the coaching market because I'm gonna be honest. Um, it's not that they're the applicant. I don't know the numbers on the application differential, but we can't bring it into the conversation just because we just need people more willing to be coaches and less willing to be players. This comes to a leadership. This is a
Yep.
more of a leadership conversation.
Like McVay was only 29 years old, but he was coaching for 11 years.
Exactly. Like me,
So
one of the most beautiful
he's not a
conversations.
26-year-old quarterback who retired and 3 years later gets head coaching job. He
One,
quit football to coach.
one of the most beautiful conversations that me and my missus had recently. She was like, "Have you ever thought about just being a high school coach?" And I know that a lot of the staff members have said, "Why aren't you coaching? Like you should just coach, like you know." And I've thought about it more and more. And yeah, like I'm part. I'm a part. I'm a part of the problem because I'm an African American that knows the game, that knows the breakdown, that knows the schemes, that knows the play calls, that knows the signal calls. They can put on a fucking headset
Mm.
and be like, "All right, we're gonna run 3-3-5 out of the dime package, and I need all linebackers prowling until that fucking hike, and make sure you don't cross that fucking line." I can make those calls. I can be that guy.
But you want
I'm
to play.
not. I'm not. Yeah, you're right. I want to play. I'm almost 30, bro. I'm almost 30, and I still want to fucking put on pads.
Yeah.
I still
Well, I'm
want
going to
to
give an MMA example of this. Trevor Whitman, failure of a fighter, miserable failure of a fighter, and he
Yeah.
quit because he's like, I can't bring anything. Or again, people
Atlas.
don't like him right now.
Atlas. Look at fucking
Yeah.
Tony and Danny
Or
Atlas.
Dean as well. He was
Dean.
a
All the
decent fighter.
Atlas.
He's like, I can't do anything as a fighter, but I could be a coach, a trainer, and a ref. I could bring something to this. I just can't be a fighter.
All the
And they knew
Atlases.
that
All the Atlases were
Yeah.
okay boxers, but look at how they train fighters.
Yeah, and I think it's again, I think it's a lot of players in general.
Look at the Gracies. The Gracies were good UFC fighters. They weren't the best, but they taught the basis, and they give you the basis of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu.
But yeah, I definitely don't agree with the like, oh, Chris Johnson or whoever was a good running back, make him a running back coach. I'm like, he just never coached before.
Yeah.
He's been a player. Like, I
Look at-
I
look
don't
at
care who the
someone-
guy is.
Look at
If
Byron
you don't coach,
Leftwich.
you can't just get a job to coach.
Byron
That's
Leftwich. Byron Leftwich graduated from out of Fairfax County.
Marshall, right?
No. First, his high school career. High school started at Hayfield High School, historic high school in Virginia. Big shout out to Hayfield. I played against y'all. I don't like y'all, but fuck y'all. But big shout out to y'all. He started off at Hayfield. Hayfield produces stars. Went to Marshall. Played for the Jaguars. I think he went second string with who else? The
Forever.
Steelers. Right?
He was like a Steelers backup, and
Yeah.
he was literally just talking to Bruce Arians and learning from
And
Arians.
then next thing you know, he is. I get what Jameis Winston did last year. That motherfucker though, Byron Leftwich. If you watch the signal calls, if it wasn't for it being Jameis Winston under center, Byron Leftwich's signal calls are amazing. His playbook, this motherfucker thinks so far outside of the box. There's no cereal that can fit it.
Because he worked under Arians as a backup, and he learned the game outside of playing it. It's a
Bro,
huge deal.
but I mean, but also Jack Del Rio was coaching him, bro, back in the day.
Yeah.
When you
Quarterback
got
guru.
Jack Del Rio, when you got
I mean,
Jack Del Rio,
People make fun of me saying he's a quarterback guru, but he was a quarterback guru at one point.
I think Byron Leftwich is the next quarterback guru. And
Yeah,
people are going to think that I'm insane. And I've been saying this for the last now almost 2 years on this podcast. 2 years on this podcast.
But I think our point's made here. Like, you just have to tell players who are in a spot where it's like, football, you're going to be a maybe 1 or 2 year special teams guy. Maybe go into coaching. It might be an option for you. Maybe go into training.
So is it fair enough to assume that there just needs to be a transfer portal for players into?
There is graduate assistants, man. You can do it your second, third year, and be on scholarship and just coach.
But that's in college. What about in the NFL? Like, we need an NFL transfer portal that gets these guys ready for GMs. Gets these. I want GM. I want POC GMs. I want POC presidents. I want fucking POC fucking coaches.
I think you'd have to do a similar way of telling these players.
You have
might
to
not
train-
economically be able to say you're never getting a raise working your way up because you're not going to make us the money as a.
I think it comes down to training.
Yeah, I think you could do it. I think you could tell them we're going to give you rookie salary. Playing is not your thing. We're going
bro,
to find a role for you in the front
I've
office.
coordinated defenses
Yeah.
against. I've coordinated defenses. I want to shout to Sioux County out in Delaware. I've had to coach against offensive playbooks as a defensive coordinator at the Pop Warner level, just alone. And I'm looking at this offensive play call. And I'm like, my kids are going to run over you. My kids are going to fucking run over you.
Yeah.
My
No.
kids, I got my kids. I got my kids, middle linebackers and outside linebackers, running Mike and my Mike and Wills, creeping up on you already before pre-snap. I'm forcing penalties on you before you're even thinking about how do I combat these penalties.
Yeah.
I'm fucking with you already because you don't come from a place, because systematically you can't come from a place that puts you in a position to coach against this.
Yeah, and I think a way to do it would be just to tell the players you might have to go the Bill Belichick route and get the coffee for a while and work your way
Yeah.
up from a film guy, a coordinator, to just sideline position assistant. But
It's gonna be.
I don't.
I'm gonna piss everyone. I'm gonna piss every POC off right now. It's in order for you to change the way that hiring happens, because this doesn't happen across every sport. I'm gonna first put this the fuck out there. The NBA has it locked down. The MLB is doing their damn thing. All right. The NFL is the only. Oh, good. The NFL is the only organization, the only sport really that is having still this continuing issue of systematic racism being prevalent in their ranks, like super prevalent.
Yep, and I think it's on the players in a way too, because like you said, Belichick's players become coaches.
Yeah, Belichick's players become coaches
because they learn, and that's how they learn the game. But
I
think a lot of players want to be stars. I think some players are gonna want to play over.
Like I said, I'm about to piss off. I'm about to piss off my own right now. So just let me have this because I'm gonna do this. We need to be better coaches. We need to study film more. We need to fucking step up to the goddamn plate and say that this. Look at what I'm doing as a fucking business owner of a sports media company. I am stepping up to the plate and saying there are not enough of us. So I am here as a business owner and stating that together we're all going to do this and we're going to project this company to a higher stratosphere and to a higher level. I am taking ownership of my own fucking shit. And I have chosen to do that. And I feel that is the way that I am fixing things and I am doing better. So I am now, after today's hiring of Wright to the Washington Redskins as a team president, I am looking at that as an example, as a shining example of you're going to take in changing the culture of that organization inside out because that organization has bad history. And me as a fan, I acknowledge that. I'm going to follow your fucking lead and I'm going to take ownership of my shit. And I'm going to try and change what I can from the in the sports industry as an entrepreneur as what I can. And that's what I really take from it. And I think that that's what the bigger piece that needs. We got it. Now we have a black team president. Now we have a black team president in the NFL. The first ever. The first ever. I can't believe we're still saying the words first ever and black in the same sentence in 2020. But guess what? We're still fucking doing it. And it's happening. And it's happening with the team that you all fucking hated and you all had shit to fucking talk about a month and a half ago. You know what? Deal with it, accept it, cheer behind it, accept the W, love it, enjoy it, and embrace it. And I speak this as a person that passed a law and did not get loved and embraced. So take this because change is happening. It may not be how you want it. It may not be how I want it personally, but I have to take my personal shit out of it and be like, you know what? God damn it! An attempt is being fucking made, and at least an attempt is being made, and that I can be happy about, and that I can hang my hat on high, and that as a fan of the team can be like, we may not win on the field, but you know what? We winning off the field, motherfucker.
Yep.
So I'm sorry that I internalized the fuck out of that topic,
Oh yeah.
and
My
I know
final
that.
take would be simply a lot of these players make their money outside of football in businesses. Maybe
Yep,
it's going to take more players staying in football
yep.
and and doing it that way. But a lot of players, when they're done with football, they're just done with it and they don't want to stick in the NFL. It's,
You
Sidney
know what?
Rice, a big example. He just left the game and he said he was tired of it. But
Anyone in anyone that wants to bitch and complain about the move and have something to say about it, drop your opinion in the comments. I love smoke. I live for this shit. You ready for the next topic, dude? I just had to
yeah,
get that off my chest, bro. Like I just had to get that off my chest. Like this man is doing something positive. I'm sure people are gonna come for him, and I personally know how that is, how that feels. So, Jason, right? Do your thing, Presidente. Um, yo, next topic. Alex Smith is on a 24-hour champagne diet, sipping won't spill it. I encourage you to try it. We're actually going to stay on this team really quick. Do you mind, Jake?
mm,
Eh,
maybe, maybe,
maybe. Listen,
yeah.
bro. Alex Smith is fully medically cleared. We're gonna make this one quick. He's fully medically cleared. His family responded in an Instagram post where they sprayed him down with a champagne shower of him being medically cleared. His helmet, his jersey is officially released. So that is dope as fuck. He's fully medically cleared for football contact. Does he have a chance of taking Dwayne Haskins' job?
I'm going to go off our last topic and say he should go into coaching, retire.
Oh my god.
If he loves football, do that. He does not need to play football anymore.
All
I
right,
think he could win that job from
I'm gonna
Haskins.
counter you.
Okay.
I'm gonna counter you. No, fuck that, dude.
I think
Jake,
he could
Jake.
win the job from Haskins as a better
Yeah.
player. Long term, though, it won't help your franchise. And also, I don't think I
Hey,
want to see him get hurt again. I
if
just
we
don't want to
go
see it.
0-4, bring in Alex Smith,
Yeah.
baby. I think Dwayne Haskins starts the season, and then Alex Smith comes in and rips it, and then gets us into the playoffs with the wild card. Bust down, Tatiana, bust down, hey. Bust down, Tatiana, bust down,
Man,
hey.
I just don't want to see him get hurt, man. That kid
Bro,
almost lost his leg, dude. It's gonna. I
I
really
know
don't
he
want to see
almost
it.
lost his leg. Oh,
That's
my legs.
oh man. I don't want to see it just for his own health, but if he wants to do it, he can. I think he should probably look the coaching route at this point at any level of football, and just
That was
not risk it. But he loves football and he wants to play, so he'll probably win the job. And you know, good for
Is
him.
he at least worth the
Stay
stacks
healthy.
in fantasy football? Like, do you see a scenario in fantasy where you need to possibly go ahead and grab this guy? Like, if you know, let's say you've
Well,
already
yeah,
drafted. Let's
I
say
can
you've
see it.
already, yeah. Okay.
I definitely can
Why?
see it. It's pretty clear to me that the Redskins are coming off a year that was really bad in a losing culture, and they have a coach that does not like a losing culture. Rivera does not like to lose. He is not going to tank. He's going to do what he has to win. And if
I
it's
hate
Alex
that you're
Smith,
right now.
I think he'll play Alex Smith. I don't think he'll tank. I think he'll play Alex Smith instead of letting quarterback develop. And he'll want to win. Say if it's bad. Say if it's like you're 3-6. I think he'll put Alex Smith in to win 8-9 games if he could
Bro, you
instead of
you
tank.
just hit that take, like putting someone up
And I
against
think
the
it's worse for
carry.
the Redskins to do that. But I think he'll do it
Oh my
anyways.
god.
But I think he'll do it anyways.
Alex Smith, you're gonna take the job week 4. Okay, you're
Week
gonna
4.
lead us back out. All right,
Maybe week
and
6, man. I'm thinking
week
week
6,
6.
week 6. All right, I'll take week 6. Week 6,
Yeah.
you're gonna take back over the job. You're gonna get back. You're gonna get us back to where we were. You're gonna win some fucking games for us. We may not win the division, and I'm not claiming that because I'm not stupid.
Skip those
Um,
7-8 wins, 7-9, and then feel good about it.
Look, we'll see how it plans out. The East is a bitch. All right, the NFC East is a motherfucker. So, Alex Smith, you're gonna get your job back. I don't know what our record's gonna be. I'm still breaking that down, and that's a lot of math and analysis that has to be crunched.
Well, he knows the
Uh,
schedule, man. If there's no college or high school football on national TV, the NFL might get every game national TV
oh, the
live.
NFL will have every game nationally televised, probably. Like
Like they're gonna
NFL,
have Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday football,
I'm
and
I'm, I'm
Monday
so
two games.
scared to purchase NFL Red Zone right now because I'm like,
You'll never
am I
leave your
gonna?
house.
Yeah,
You're
I'm
gonna
like,
watch
no.
football.
Well, I never leave my house on Sundays anyways. I have to call NFL Rum Zone. I worked 7 hours that day. Um, I'm just curious, like, if every game is gonna be televised, like, do I need it? Like, I could just
What if
put.
they take college slots? What if they get some action on Tuesday? They take the Friday night where they have those big high school games. They take all of Saturday for college football.
They find out that that's good for COVID. That they like space out between the days. Oh God, Jake. Oh, let's go to the next topic.
I'm
Um,
thinking they will, by the way. If they know college is canceled, they're gonna jump and take the CBS slot immediately.
what will it take for Baker Mayfield to get to where he was in his rookie season? And has Cleveland provided enough weapons for him to perform?
Yeah, they have. They're going to have to run the Stefanski style system and
Bogarts
coaching
in the
scheme. Um,
chat.
so to read off some stats, despite being tied or within 3 points, um, in to start the second half, in 13 of their games, or winning, guess what happened? They were
I'm still
22nd
listening.
in the league, 24.6 rushing attempts. And Stefanski was fifth. The Browns were in the game tied or only down by 3, and they ran the ball 22nd in the league. So Stefanski won't do that. Freddie Kitchens abandoned the run way too often when he ever had to. And the weapon is there, maybe. I do have concerns Nick Chubb had a concussion. Not a good thing. J.C. Treader had knee surgery. So we're out at guard and we're out a running back potentially. But we have a full year of Kareem Hunt. And I think just running the ball more is going to be a huge thing. It's going to be more situational passing. And Baker loves the play action, as any quarterback does. Play action's a foolproof for most quarterbacks. The one read play action is something with a good arm all the receivers can eat. And I really feel like if we just up the rushing attempts by 5 to 6, like we possibly can, and hopefully Myles Garrett holds up because literally the entire defense is not great minus Myles Garrett. So if we can keep Myles Garrett fresh and have him win his battles, the defense can manage. And I think Baker will be fine. I think it'll be lower scoring. I'm not saying he'll be a top fantasy guy, but I think he'll be a solid quarterback and have a good deep ball percentage with the weapons he has. And he'll be good in the red zone because he'll have a run option that's actually used. As Robbie's not here. But yeah, Bugger, what do you think of my take? What do you think, Robbie? Like my take?
I do agree. Miles Garrett's definitely gonna have to snap. I don't
Yep.
know about giving the extra 5 to 6 carries to Kareem Hunt as much so as that can
Well,
work
no, I
more in
mean just
favor.
because Chubb has a concussion already. So,
Chubb
you
may have
know.
a concussion already, but all right, like I've been concussed. Like every football player has, every fighter has been concussed.
Yeah, today, though, man, 2 concussions. It's questionable they're going to let you back into the league. And I don't know if I agree or not, but
Let
player
this
safety is
man
important.
get his touches. Like you need Nick Chubb to get 30 touches. Like I
A
get
game?
concussions and
Man,
not a game. I mean 20
I'm
to
thinking like maybe
25.
18-12. Like give Chubb like 18 carries and maybe like Kareem Hunt 12. And then
No, run Chubb into the ground.
you're as a fantasy owner, you
Yeah,
might
as a
have him in a
fantasy
league.
owner, run. I have Chubb in leagues.
Yes,
So
I
yes,
think
I'm saying this. Run that motherfucker into the ground, okay?
yes, shorten his career by 4 years and get me a fantasy title, as you have a good backup. But
I
no,
care about money.
overall, the Browns are going to run the ball six
I don't
times
care
more a
about
game.
his health.
Right, but the Browns are going to run the ball 6 times more a game. Probably 6 less passes. Probably less plays because they're going to slow the game down.
No one cut this to send it to Nick Chubb.
So overall, the number of turnovers Baker's going to have has to be less because there's going to be less plays ran and less throwing attempts. And if he throws, it's probably going to be mostly in the red zone.
So
Because that's the fancy plays. So
what I feel like in order for Baker to get back to where he used to be, it's going to be really reliant on that Baker Austin Hooper connection. The tight end is going to have to be heavily utilized. He had no tight ends last year, basically. Njoku hurt,
forgot how to catch.
done.
And
Yeah,
didn't stay healthy. Yeah.
yeah, couldn't stay
He's our
healthy.
backup. So if Hooper gets hurt, we're done for. But yeah,
Bill Jones, I'm not a fan of, and I've never really been a fan of. I mean, he did work. I'm not going to front on the work that he did do, but I mean, I could easily replace Sales Jones with a Dawson Knox and like eat perfectly comfortable.
Yeah.
So I'm not impressed there. It's really going to rely on if he can complete passes across the middle. And if that production steps up, then I'm down. He can clearly complete passes to the outside. I mean, him and Odell are going to have a connection. Odell is going to catch passes. Odell is going to be Odell. I'm
that
not
play
worried
action with those extra 6 run attempts per game. Master play
exactly.
action. Yeah.
Exactly. I
But
expect
are
a
you
lot
concerned
of
about
play
this as a
action.
fantasy owner? Because I think Baker's going to have a relatively tame year in numbers because they're not
Well,
going
my
to throw
question is,
as
are you
much.
drafting Baker in fantasy? Like, do I need to know this? Because Office League is coming up. Are you going to be that person? Are
To
you
be
going to?
real, no. I don't think he's going to get the attempts.
All right. Well, then
I think the offense will
fuck
go a
your
different
question.
direction.
I don't care about.
There might
I'm
be a
not
receiver you
answering.
like in the red zone, but
There's going
Baker's
to be
not going to be
receivers that I
throwing
like in
much.
the red zone, and their names is Jarvis Landry.
Yeah, potentially.
Yeah. No. Jarvis
Overall,
Landry.
I don't expect Baker to be throwing it 34, 36 times a game. He's going to be throwing it probably 28 to 30. And he's going to be managing it more.
So, are we expecting game manager Baker Mayfield or like
I'm
gun?
expecting high touchdowns, low yard type thing. I think they're going to be more conservative.
I'll take it. I'll
Because guess
cash in
what?
on TD points. I'll cash in on TD points.
Like I
TD
said,
still count in PPR. They don't count as
was
much.
Kirk
They
Cousins
still
a good
count.
fantasy quarterback last year? Solid?
Solid. He's all
In
right.
his late run? Yeah.
He's all right.
I'd expect that with a little more touchdowns because they ran the ball 5th most times in the league. And
I feel like Baker Mayfield bounces back. Like he has Stefanski as a coordinator, and when you have Stefanski, I mean,
they do not. Stefanski is not calling plays, but he wants that system. He wants a run-heavy system. But
I know you want to run heavy. Open up the run. You open up the pass. Let's bang bang, choo choo train. I think that Baker Mayfield is gonna bounce back.
And you like that little play action to Hooper in the red zone?
Oh, I love the play action Hooper in the red zone.
I feel like you have him in some dynasty leagues.
I have Hooper and Mayfield, so I'm rocking that combo.
Yeah, I do too. And
the
this
combo,
gives
the
us
combo
a good segue to our next topic, by the way.
Yeah, the combo is
talking
cheap
football.
to get.
And
yeah, no.
We're talking matchups. So
yeah, we're talking football. We're talking matchups. Let's get into our next topic here.
Segue though.
Yeah, great shit. I fucking love you. Week 1 matchup. Do you look for what week 1 matchup do you look for the most, and what should sports bettors adjust for / factor into during this pandemic coronavirus period?
Yeah. So I have taking a personal bias out of it. I think Cleveland Baltimore is going to be fun because I think Lamar might go off against this pretty much shredded Browns defense that is young and doesn't have any linebackers. In betters, I would probably take the over in that game. I'm a Browns fan, but week 1 Lamar with new linebackers that aren't very good, to be honest with you, unless Mac Wilson just blows up and becomes Ray Lewis. So I don't like the Browns first week. I like high scoring, and I don't know if the Browns offense could do well. I think they could, but it won't be a defensive game. But my personal matchup is I want to see Mahomes play in a quiet arena, relatively. The crowd noise won't affect him that much. 22% capacity. And have that offense with no noise and how on page they are coming off a title.
So are the Chiefs hosting fans?
22%.
22%?
But, I mean...
Fans are fans at Arrowhead, bro.
And they're going to be quiet during the Chiefs. Imagine a quieter stadium with Mahomes running that offense up and down the field.
Okay.
I want to see how dominant he could be against the Texans, and maybe the Texans get revenge for blowing a 24-point lead.
Bro, I'm honestly digging that Thursday night matchup. I think even at 22% capacity, I mean the Kansas City Chiefs, like Arrowhead is Arrowhead.
Some fun, dude.
Yeah,
I mean,
Arrowhead is Arrowhead, and I still think the Chiefs are favored to win on Thursday night, September 10th. But
oh yeah,
the matchup that I'm really looking forward to call is my 11 a.m. September 13th, Sunday, September 13th, NFL Rum Zone. We're going to be kicking that off. We're going to let you know how that's going to play out here in a couple of weeks once we figure out all the technical settings. I want to see Philly, Washington, bro. I want to see Philly and the Washington football team. I want to
I
see
don't
how
know
that's
why they
going to
just
work
don't
out.
call the first 4 weeks of the season divisional matchups because
Yeah, the
they're literally
first 4
getting
weeks,
all the yeah.
bro. You got New York, Buffalo there. You got Chicago, Detroit. You got Green Bay, Minnesota, like
I think the
Miami,
only one not in the
New
division
England.
is the Panthers.
Yeah, Seattle, Atlanta is not in division either. I mean, week one is stupid, fucking interesting. Period. But
It
I'm
matters. That's a
so
if you lose, you're 0-2 the first week,
yeah,
and that yeah.
yeah. So I
So
mean, I'm stoked. Of course, for Thursday night football, we start off Thursday night football, September 10th, Houston versus the Kansas City Chiefs, Arrowhead Stadium, 22% capacity, and then Sunday we are up with you guys September 13th for 8 hours of commercial-free motherfucking football action. I'm gonna have you covering all your fantasy stats, every pass, every catch, every run, every down, every touchdown, interception. I got you covered. Don't worry. Your boy Robbie J is locked in for 7 hours straight, September 13th. And then we have Rum Day Night Football, September
what are the opening matchups?
14th.
I just know there's a lot of football. I just looked at them. I didn't even see it was Monday night.
Oh, yeah.
Actually,
Rum Day Night Football. We have back to back. We're pulling a double
oh
header.
yeah, yeah, they always do too at the start of the year
Yo, we got
or the first few
Steelers,
weeks.
we got Giants, we got Titans, we got Broncos. It's gonna be
Okay.
going down Rum Day night, September 14th. So make sure you lock in. I'm looking forward to Philadelphia Eagles versus the
Yeah.
Washington football
What's
team.
your non-homer pick? Let's be real.
My non-homer pick.
I give you my
I
non-homer
think the
pick.
Eagles take that one. I think the Eagles
Yeah.
are gonna take it
No, I
against my
mean
team.
in
But I
matchups.
mean,
Like I gave you mine because I'm a Browns fan. You took your team, but like if it can't be the game your team's game, what
oh,
is
I
it?
mean, if it's not my team's game that I'm definitely looking forward to, I'm looking forward to Russell Wilson versus Matt Ryan to open up some Sunday night
Okay.
football or Sunday morning football at 11 a.m. Like I'm gonna be up. Me and my girl, we're gonna have wings going. We'll be up pre-gaming like together. We'll probably do the pre-game show together. I'll brush her up on some football, and maybe you guys get a Rum Boys, Rum Girls edition of week one pre-game. Um, but then we'll also toss in the fellas and shit as well because it's week one. We got to take that shit serious as fuck. Get you guys set for them bets because you know them bets get the money and money get the what? Get the wet. Yeah. Hey yo, Jake. Any final words here, man?
No, man. Get ready. Calm those nerves down a little bit. I know it's a big day for you coming up.
Yeah, Lakers, bro. I'm about to throw on my Lakers hoodie. And I have like an hour and a half until game time. So fuck, I'm super nervous.
And if you
LeBron,
need
do
something to
your thing.
watch, guys, remember, like 8 to 9 is Contender Series if you have ESPN Plus, and if not, get a
Yep,
free trial.
exactly. Yo, you definitely need that ESPN Plus. That ESPN Plus comes clutch. Shout out to who has live sports. You're about to save my life while I call this game here in the next hour and a half. Um, we're
Just
getting
don't
geared
get
up
cable,
for
man. If you have
you.
what you need, just don't get cable. Don't get it. You don't need it.
Jake's like, don't get cable. Like
Trust me.
everyone's like, don't get cable, and I'm like, I need my up to a minute, but nah. Well, we're gonna figure it out. Um, here in Rum Boy Studios, we're gonna get you guys covered for play because we love you and you love us when we do play. Jake, your closing remarks.
Yeah, man. I'm gonna knock that article out tomorrow. Started at least, and should be out by Rum Buddies After Dark, actually. So, that's the plan. Have a few days to get it together. And I'll shout it out then and buy merch. Rum Boys Combat merch. I'd get it, but I have a chair next to me, so
And
I can't really show it off right now.
where can the people find you, bro?
Rumboys_combat on Twitter, on Discord, on rumboys.com with a Z. And yeah, Read my articles, comment, good or bad. Doesn't matter, and engagement's engagement. So
Engagement is engagement, and engagement is what counts. No motherfucking doubt. Make sure you guys check us out on rumboys.com if you have not already. Freddie, get with it and get steady over there on rumboys.com. Get the drippiest of the drippest merch. Get swag down with your favorite podcast, your favorite sportscast that you love to enjoy and support. We are shipping all across the world, all across the nation. Go ahead, buy some Rum Boys merch over there at rumboys.com. Check out our writing staff. Our writing staff is the shit over there at rumboys.com. I appreciate every single thing that each and every single one of you guys do. I appreciate you for co-hosting the Rum Report with me, Jake, each and every single Tuesday here on Rum Boys Fantasy Network on YouTube and sportscaster.com. If you have not downloaded the Sportscaster app on all iOS devices, make sure you get on your Apple game, that thing, your iPad, your iPhone. You need to have Sportscaster downloaded. If you have Apple products, you already know what it is. You already know what the biz is.
And can we give Bogart a thanks for filling in for me that one day?
Yes. A big appreciation to Bogart for the 2-week appearance 2 weeks ago. Thank you for filling in for Jake for the Rum Report 2 weeks ago. We were just getting things back up and running, and now we're fully back up and running. We're a full-time operation now again.
Thanks to the Dragon Balls behind Robbie.
Yep. Dragon.
That's a 4-star rum ball, by the way.
That is a 4-star rum ball. That is a 4-star rum ball for anyone that does not know. Shout out to Rum Boys Graphics
for those who have not watched Dragon Ball Z. If you don't get the joke, you should watch Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah, exactly. Watch Dragon Ball Z and collect all 7 rum balls and summon Robbie to get you your play-by-play excellence. Yeah, you like how I did that? Yeah, that was vicious right there. Make sure you follow us on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook at Rumboy, spelled as ZNET is where you can find me. I'll respond lickety split. It's no problem. If it's a problem, don't worry, I'm gonna solve them. Let's see, we did Rumboys Combat. I shout out Sportscaster, monkeyknifefight.com. Give me money. Promo code Rumboys. We're matching deposits all the way up to $50. You drop 50, we're matching you all the way up to 50. So you get a hundo. You get an opportunity to maximize that hundo. You dig? And also shout out to sportsbetmvp.ag. Promo code RUMMVP. For my Bitcoin players, cash in. Get them stocks high. Get that Bitcoin high. You already know what time it is. Yo, Jake, there's no better way to sign out than this right here, right now, right? Cheers to me.
Cheers to you.
All the Rum Boys and girls, what it do? Dilly.
Dilly.
Catch me in an hour and a half. Lakers, Trailblazers, we up. Play my outro.
No, Jay loved to troll you at the end about the Blazers. You scared.
Play my outro. I'm outie.
Holy shit.
I ain't never scared.